Alright guys, Justin back. I'm gonna make a quick video today. In the park doing some sprints. There is a raccoon over there, so I'm kind of preoccupied a little bit. I don't know if you can see in the background there. But today I want to talk about a concept called the spectrum concept. And the basis of it is that we all are naturally a certain way. You know, how we were born, our life experiences have shaped us a certain way. And there are times in life when we can't just be naturally ourselves. There's times when it's going to work against us. There's things like that people face, like lack of energy or depression, or you know, inability to control like their eating habits or something like that, where sometimes it's just all bad or all good, but a lot of times it's, you know, there's good and bad. A lot of things are not one way or the other. And so with the spectrum concept, just look for the raccoon. The spectrum concept basically says, like, look, if you are one side of the spectrum, like if you really, personal example, I'm someone who typically cares a lot about other people, making sure, you know, other people are good with stuff, just naturally, you know, care more about other people, don't really take the selfish route a lot. You know, most people would hear that and say, oh, that's generally a good thing, right? But that can cause a lot of problems, because if you're that way, you don't a lot of times feel entitled to things. You don't just take things in your life a lot. And so a beneficial strategy to deal with that and to make sure you change and mold into a better version of yourself is to actually go in the opposite direction and be completely selfish and do things completely, feel totally entitled to everything that you do. And the reason that would work is because you're naturally the opposite. So if you try to go to the other extreme, you're not going to end up at that extreme unless you stuck with it for years and years and kept doing that until you were all the way on the other side of the spectrum. But you're not, you're on this side. And so if you attempt to be this person, you're going to end up somewhere in the middle where you actually want to be. You want to be balanced. You want to be, you know, entitled and ask for the things that you deserve in life, but you also want to be caring and, you know, not step on people and things like that are going to get you in trouble. So that's one example. There's a lot of other things that you can do, but basically a lot of times when you need a balance of something, you know, you want to be, if you're at one side of the spectrum, and the way you know this is when you're at one excuse me, when you're at one side of the spectrum, that's where, you know, different issues in your life tend to come up. You know, if you are someone who's very social, but you think you need to do better with money, or you need to have a better plan in life, you know, maybe you're doing a lot of things out with people, and that's very good in one way, but what kinds of things are you doing? Is it affecting you in other areas of life? Are you neglecting things? And are the very things you're doing socially taking away from those? So if you go the other direction, if you're a naturally social person, you go the other direction, you say, I'm gonna really focus on finances and strategy and all that head stuff, like heavy thinking type of things in your life, then you'll end up balancing yourself out, because you're not gonna all of a sudden, you know, not hang out with all your friends and whatever you do. You know, you're gonna focus on this, but you're not gonna completely lose this. You're gonna be able to do both if you just try to focus on the opposite side of things, because where your issues are is not because you're doing it wrong, it's because there's not a balance there. So what's the alternative to this, right? If you don't look at the spectrum of these things, what you might tend to do is say, well, if I'm here, maybe I can just go to the middle, right? Now you can do that, it's effective, except it's going to be slower. You know, it's going to be a less direct route to where you want to get to, because if you are here and you act as if you're trying to go here, you're not going to automatically just get there. You're going to be somewhere over here. But if you are here and then you go, you're going to end up somewhere in the middle where you want to be, because we don't change immediately, we change slowly over time. So hopefully that's a little, you know, that concept can be very evolved. We could talk more and more about that, but for this video. Hope that helps with some of the changes you make, especially when things show up in your life that you feel like you need to change. When you're on one side or the other, go to the extreme and make it work. Yeah, guys, little side note as well. I'm gonna be doing more and more videos like this. I want to get feedback from you guys about what you want to hear and what's gonna be helpful for you in your life, what kind of things you're struggling through. So check out the link below this video. I'm gonna do like quick 15-minute, talks with people. I just want to get feedback. I want to hear what you're going through,